timing the market, time in the market beats timing the market. It's a cliche saying, right? I want you to realize that most cliche sayings are false. They only tell them so that they can teach them to little kids so they can understand one specific, concept. But as you become an adult, you actually realize that, usually those things aren't correct. I'll give you a few. That's my protein. I'm going to the gym after this. The first one is I before E except after C. You've heard this, right? If you speak English, I before E except after C. I before E except after C. So you're saying that every time there's a C, except after C. Right? Okay, cool. I want you to see that there are more exceptions to that rule than there are words that follow it. I before E except after C. Think about all the words that you know. You can use it in ChatGPT. All of the words that have I before E right after C. All the time. Happens all the time. Why? Why do you tell kids this? Because it's easier for them to understand the concept when they're younger. Another saying, there's more fish in the sea. There's always more fish in the sea. This is another saying that people like to say, right? There's always more fish in the sea. Except, who do you get married to? The people that are in the same circle that you grew up in. Most people get married to the people in their neighborhood, in their church, connected to people from high school, connected to people from... There are not that many fish in your sea. You might be thinking, oh, there's 8 billion people in the world. But you're probably choosing from less than 1,000 people. That's not that many fish, guys. Look how many people walked past you yesterday and you didn't say hi to any of them. There are that many fish in the sea. Look at how many people you swipe left on Tinder. There's that many fish in the sea. How many people are in your Instagram DMs right now? There are that many fish in the sea. There are not that many fish in the sea for most of you. That's a saying that, again, false. So then we have a saying like that when it comes to investing. Time in the market beats timing the market. This saying is also false. Now, I will tell you the cases where it is true. If you are buying an ETF, then hold. And I recommend ETFs because ETFs is like a basket of goods. Exchange traded funds. So it's a fund, you're buying a fund, and you can just hold it for 2, 3, 4 decades. They will manage it for you, no problem, buy ETFs. But time in the market does not always beat timing the market. Let me explain. I want you to look at what BlackBerry has done. Look at the stock for BlackBerry. BlackBerry was once the largest phone manufacturer. Where is BlackBerry now? Do you own a BlackBerry? No. So you might be saying, oh, just hold, time in the market beats timing the market. But then if you saw BlackBerry and you used the common sense and you saw Apple and you saw Samsung about to take over from BlackBerry, you probably would have said, oh no, it's actually time to sell BlackBerry. It's actually time to time the market so that I don't get eat. I'll give you another one. Look at Nike. If you held Nike for the past 10 years, guess what? You would be losing right now. Nike, one of the biggest companies in the world. So then if you didn't sell at the top, or near the top, or you didn't buy near the bottom, then you are losing money on Nike right now. Time in the market beats timing the market. Not always true. And by all accounts, isn't Nike a good company? Yeah, Nike is a good company. Time in the market does not always beat timing the market. You can lose keeping your money in the market. From 2001 to 2010, I'll give you another example, right? Because we have to talk about what they're actually saying to you, that's not true. From 2001 to 2011, those 10 years, guess what happened to the stock market? It was a high and it crashed and it did not recover until 2010. That means it took 10 years for that money to recover. You might be saying, damn, 10 years. Meaning, 9 years later, if you bought the entire market, guess what happened? You were still in the red. Time in the market beats timing the market. But if you sold when you saw it crashing in 2001 and bought some real estate, if you sold, saved your money, and say, hey, the market seems like it's going to be bad, let me pause, take out, because it's on a high right now, seems like it's about to crash, I'm selling near the high, let me wait, sell, because everything seems overpriced, like how it did in 2019, like how it did in 2001, like how it did in 2023. It seems overpriced. Let me sell some and then wait for the market to crash. Time in the market does not always be timing the market. Listen to what I'm saying. Who's this? Eddie Castro, what's up? Good to see you, my friend. So then, I'm gonna bring this home. I'm gonna bring this home for you. And then I'm gonna answer you some questions. Right now, if you look at the stock market, what's happening to gold? What's happening to silver? What's happening to Bitcoin? What's happening to the stock market? Everything is at an all-time high. And they're still going to tell you time in the market beats timing the market. Does that make sense to any of you? Because they're going to tell you, oh yeah, now's a good time to buy when everything is at an all-time high. Does that make sense to you? Of course not. Because use your common sense. Right? Timing the market does not always be timing the market. If you use your common sense, you'll realize everything is overpriced right now. So now might not be a good time to go all in because a crash is probably going to come eventually. It's been hitting all-time highs for the past year. Everything is overpriced, which means that when there is a 30% correction, guess what? All of that has to come back down. No, the only thing that you can benefit from is time in the market is actually from dividend stocks. But how many of you are interested in dividends? How many of you want to live off dividends forever? No. You want to double and triple your money as quickly as possible. And then, once you have money, because you need a lot of money to get dividends, but you need to double your money to get a lot of money, and then live off the dividends from the money that you made, doubling and tripling and taking bigger risks, which is the stage that you're probably at right now. I know. So then to do that, you need to be able to have some form of semblance of timing the fucking market. You need to be able to time the market to some degree. So then, if there's a low period or there's a sell-off, then you should be buying. If everything is overpriced and you already own, then you should be looking to sell something. So then, look at Uber right now. Uber is 30 to 40% off its all-time highs. Is that a good company to buy? Yes. Uber is still expanding all over the world. That's a great company to buy. I just gave you one play. Go look at Uber. That's a great company to buy. I'll give you another one. Right now, what other stocks are down? Tesla is down. All right? Tesla is down. Palantir was down. Bud Light was down. These are all great companies. Nothing wrong with them fundamentally. And they're still growing. Would these be good companies to buy if they're 30 to 40 off their all-time highs? Yes. Now, be that as it may, understand this. Look at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is at 90. It's 30% off its all-time high still. They say that it can drop down to 75,000. Cool. And if you buy something when it's at its all-time or 52-week low, which is where Uber is right now, and then you're thinking, oh, when will be the next time that it grows? If you think about it, it could happen in the next 12 months. But here is something that you need to realize on the back end. Remember, time in the market does not beat timing the market. Not all the time. Time in the market does not always beat timing the market. So then, every 1 to 2 years, there's a market pullback about 10%. Every 1 to 2 years, there's a market pullback about 10%. Every 7 to 10 years, there's a market correction around 20% to 30%. Every 30 years, there's a market crash of 40 to 60%. Every 30 years. The last one would have been 2008. One before that, 1970. So then, if we had a market correction in 2020 of 20%, when is the next one due? 7 to 10 years. Look at the next 3 years. We have 2027. There is no election year. No election is happening in the USA. What do you think is going to happen? They're going to risk geopolitical war. They're going to do everything that they can, and they're going to crash that market. 2027. I'm putting it here so that you guys hear me. 2027, the stock market is going down because they're going to take it down. 2029. Either 2027 or 2029. Now, why would they do this? Because if you think about it, everything is at an all-time high right now. So then gold will probably continue to rise in 2027. But you know what's going to crash? The stock market. Because they are going to kill all of you. They are going to destroy the market. Because that's what they do. You understand what I'm saying? So then, if you think that timing the market and you're going to buy now and then just wait till 2027, you're going to risk 100% of your capital and just wait until 2027, wait for it to crash, that is a mistake. Instead, what you can actually do is try to time the market, have your cash now, just like Warren Buffett has done, have all of that cash and be prepared. I'm telling you right now, you need to be prepared for the market crash that is coming. Because then when everything goes on sale, guess what? You're going to pick them all up. So then have your cash ready. 2027, 2029. Do not tell me that it is better to time the market or to have time in the market than it is better to actually use your common sense and try to time the market. Be prepared for the crash. That's all I can say. All right, with that said, I'm going to open it up to some questions. So I'm going to hear from you guys. What's up? What's up? Where you guys at? My protein shake is here. Where you guys watching from? What's up? What's up? We had a long talk about investing just now. You missed it. If you want to catch that, I'm going to upload the rest of this to my YouTube after so people can watch it back. But I wanted to give that talk up front because very important. Hey, how you doing? Who's this? Farhatak? Did I say it right? Where are you watching from? Tell me where you're watching from. I might have been to your country. But you understand what I'm saying about the market, right? Time in the market does not always beat. I'm from Turkey. Ooh, shoot. Turkey. You might be a first. Welcome to the club, bro. Welcome to the club. Turkey. That's a first, dude. It's crazy. Turkey. Where is Turkey? Is that in Europe? Turkey's in Europe, right? Right? Turkey is in North Africa or Europe? No, I think it's in Europe. I think so. I hope so. I should look where Turkey is. I have no idea where your country is, brother. I'm from Jamaica. Do you know where Jamaica is? I'll give you a hint if you don't guess. But I think Turkey is in Europe. How old am I? I am 27. I am here to help people with their finances, get their life in order, travel the world, hopefully have fun doing it. But I hope that a couple people learned from the finance section that we just did. I'm 27, dude. Do I look 27? I hope I don't look old. If you're saying that I look old, I might cancel this entire live right now. I don't think I look old. I think I look normal. I work out, you know. I got a little thing going on. I'm heading to the gym after this live. Pow, 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 pow. Yeah, time in the market doesn't always be time in the market, guys. That's really what I'm saying, right? Because these cliche sayings, even the idea of compound effect. Yeah, compound effect matters, but if you bought Nike, then what compounding are you talking about? You're still at a loss. It doesn't always matter. You have to use your brain and think it through. Don't just follow cliches and just follow these rules and then not actually have what you need to make investment decisions. You see what I'm saying? Actually think it through. Right? What do you want? What do you want to actually accomplish from your investing? You might, so for example, there's one company, I'll tell you this, there's one company in Jamaica that's done like 400% in the last couple of years. It's called Island Traffic Jamaica. I'm an investor. I tripled my money in that time. I have money in there, thousands. Which means that makes sense. But that's the only company that did that. The only company that went double or triple is this company. But it's a monopoly, and I understood that when I started investing in it. It's a monopoly. Of course, it's going to make abnormal profits because it has no competition. It's the only highway company in Jamaica. Which means that in that case, time in the market would be trying to time it because it's not coming back down. Now I ask you, do you see any company in the USA that has a near monopoly? None. None. Google doesn't have a monopoly because look at ChatGPT. Facebook doesn't have a monopoly because Facebook went down 50%. They have strong ties, yes, and most people use these companies, yes. But then you can get a platform like Snapchat that comes in. You can get a platform like Twitter that comes in and gives it some competition. TikTok, look at these companies. They don't have full monopolies. Amazon, yeah, Amazon has a near monopoly. Yeah, Amazon is pretty close. But are they the only people online that are selling? No. And can they be replaced? It's not likely, but yes, they can because someone else can come up with a better product. If you think about that, you got to think about understanding that timing the market sometimes makes sense. Timing the market sometimes makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I don't want them to lead you astray and feed you false information. I'm trying to make you get rich. Just because I'm saying this because I saw some information online recently, then I had to come on and correct it. So then I was very passionate about this live. So forgive me. I'm almost finished my protein shake. Do I have a milk mustache? I hope not. After I finish this live, I'm going straight to the gym. I'm going to work out from... I have an interview later today for the book that comes out in 2 months. It comes out in March. Time is flying, guys. Time is flying. Make sure you guys are subscribed. All right, I'm going to keep this live short and sweet. I will see you guys because I'm going to head to the gym. But I hope you guys learned something, as usual. Thank you for tuning in.